What's up, guys? You are watching Vintage Genetics, and today is a chest workout and an arm workout at the same time. So first we do the chest, and then we finish off with biceps and triceps using the famous ULTRAsets that I've already showed, but we're spicing them up a little bit. You'll see in this video. But right now it's time to find out what I got in a package that has recently arrived at my home. So let's take a look right now. Alright, here it is. It's not a big box. I ordered this myself actually. It is from Body and Fashion, located in The Hague in the Netherlands, but I ordered some things to help me with my competition, which I will show you right now. So let's take a look right here. Alright, oh, wow, there's a lot of samples in here. Let's start out with this. What do we have? Omega-3s, you guys, Omega-3s. Okay, now the reason I picked that is because during competition, it's more and more difficult to get your Omega-3s from fatty fish, from nuts and stuff. I simply cannot eat high-calorie foods. I'm about 3 weeks out. So it's impossible for me to get all my omegas from the food, so extra supplements is a very essential thing for me right now. Next up, let's see, alright, the CLA. It's basically the same function for me as the omega-3s. This is a different form of omega-6. And omega-3 and omega-6 work together in the body to improve cholesterol and your lipid profile in your blood. Is just healthy for your heart and etc. Alright, what do we have here? Pro 10, guys. This is my favorite. This is the one I've always used in all my competitions. It's natural. You apply this the day before, basically the night before your competition, and then on the day itself. And it's always worked for me. It's always, I don't like the very dark colors on stage, and this one really gives off a nice natural deep color, but not too dark, not too, when your face is very dark and you're a white guy, it just doesn't look right in my opinion. Then we've got some samples, as you can see here, all from SciTech Nutrition. Let's see what they are. This one is the whey protein. This is a fast absorbing right after the workout. Isolate and hydrolyzed whey protein will be even faster, but generally this is enough for most people. And this is a combination, so you can use this throughout the day. It has casein and whey in it, so you can take it in the morning, you can take it throughout the day, post-workout, or right before you sleep, because it's a fast and slow absorbing protein. But as I said, this is probably what most people need. And what do we have here? Fireworks. Booster for functional sport. So this is basically to help you work out harder and burn some extra fat. I'm gonna try these out after my competition, because right now I'm keeping to the basics, like these, the healthy ones. This is actually, maca powder is a widely studied powder. This would be the least basic supplement of them all, but as I said, I'm going to try it out and see what it does. CLA for blood lipids, pure omega, cholesterol. The combination should work fine. Then we've got the Pro 10 for my color, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to apply this to myself. Well, my dad is going to apply this to me, and I'll show you basically how that goes, just like I did with the guest performance I did a couple of months back. And this is to prevent cramps and aid in energy. Magnesium is for cramps, B6 plays a role in your nervous system, so both of them together should prevent cramping. Oh, and actually there's one more thing I want to tell you guys about supplements. You want to know how they work. You just don't want to take vitamins and minerals and not know how they work. And I study nutrition and dietetics, and I have actually recently learned that antioxidants play a different role than I thought. You have to understand how they work to be able to actually supplement them into your diet the correct way. So let's take a look at one. As you can see, this is a Mega Daily One, means a multivitamin, a mineral. And as you can see here, this is the ingredient list. And for example, vitamin C, it has 312% of the daily value. Vitamin E, 700%. Now that means at those values that the antioxidants are basically flooding your system. My message is to you: when you work out, you want to break down the muscles so your body can super compensate. You know, this is the baseline. When you work out, you go below the baseline, and then your body is, whoa, the next time I need to improve to be able to do this again more efficiently. So it super compensates for the dip and goes beyond the baseline. But if you use a lot of antioxidants before, which help protect your cells from damage from free radicals, I'll make a separate video about this, explaining this more in simple terms, but you go below. When you work out, this is the baseline, you normally go below, but the antioxidants will prevent you from going very low. And when your body is not really getting beat up during the training because of the antioxidants, supercompensation will also be less high. So in the end, your progression will be lower than if you would have taken the antioxidants after the training. And that is my tip. You know, you want to beat your body down during the training, supercompensate, and the antioxidants will aid this process. And I hope you kind of understand what I'm talking about. So vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin E, and other antioxidants, minerals, vitamins, take them after you work out. That's my tip, and I'll make a separate video about this for sure. There is literature on this, and I will back it up. Alright, enjoy the workout.
So yeah, this is going to be a chest workout and an arm workout at the same time. Changing it up and upping the intensity even more. And right here we're doing a superset of the regular hammer strength chest press and the incline press, and this fills the entire chest right up from the start. And make sure to keep your elbows tucked in a little bit at least. Don't let them flare out, because if you go heavy on these machines, it's easy to get an injury if your form isn't right. Moving on to the second exercise is the decline chest press, and I sit a little more forward on the seat so that my body is skewed back a little, hitting the lower pecs for real. And after this exercise, I truly work the lower pecs and the upper pecs individually, you know, after these 3 exercises, which fills the entire pectoral muscles up with blood, pumping them up. And make sure to press all the way out and squeeze those pecs. And then we move on to the machine flies, and if you look at my hands, I change up the way my arms are positioned. So basically, you can try this out with the dumbbell flies as well, by the way, but when I stretch out, my hands are in a neutral position, aligned to my wrists, and when I press inwards, my hands supinate, so they turn inwards. You should try it out, and it'll emphasize both the stretch and the squeeze of the flies. And as you can see, I'm going past failure here, and I normally am not able to show these sets, but keep in mind that almost every workout, this is the case. Always hitting some poses during the workout, of course. Old school Arnold method of keeping the pump in the muscles. And I love the pump, so this is mandatory. No, but for real, it really helps to enhance the mind-muscle connection. You can really, when the muscles are filled up with blood, when they're pumped, it's much easier to feel them contract. So posing certainly will aid in this. So up next are the cable flies, and this is different from what I usually do. I stand upright more in this version instead of leaning forward, and this gives off a different feel and kind of feels like doing dips, but now you're able to squeeze your chest and it works the lower pecs really well. And we actually move on, as you can see, to the bodyweight dips right after this one, which works about the same muscles as the flies I just did, but of course under a different angle, which is what bodybuilding is all about. The more angles of the muscles you're able to target, the more complete the muscle will be at the end of the day. And there's no need to add any weights at this point on this exercise. The chest is pretty much fatigued, at least it should be. So if you can add weight and do heavy sets on this, you should wonder if you trained hard enough in the previous exercises. But the body weight should be heavy enough. Now this is an interesting finishing movement, an interesting exercise to say the least. It's basically like a press, but the squeeze on here is very different. It's insane basically because of the way that you grip the bar. Normally your hands can't grip anything this close together. On a machine is always far apart, the dumbbells are far apart. But as you know, when you hit a most muscular pose, for example, the closer your hands are together, the harder you're able to squeeze your chest. So this exercise is definitely one you should simply try out yourself and experience how it feels. It's just something different to once in a while throw in there. And then the ultimate finishing move. The pullover. I usually do the dumbbell pullover, but this time the cable pullover, performed in a better way than I usually perform this one. By bending over like this, the stretch on the chest is amazing. So the combination with the previous exercise is great because you finish off the chest with the perfect squeeze and the perfect stretch. And I recommend this kind of pullover for people who find a dumbbell pullover difficult to do. It's much easier to contract and to stretch the chest when doing cables because there's constant tension, and on the dumbbells you lose the tension at certain points in a movement, so you have to have mind muscle connection. So try this one out if you find a dumbbell pullover difficult. And then guys, it is time to train those arms. The day before this I didn't do biceps or triceps. So we move on to the ultrasets where we target both, which I have done in another video before, but instead of starting with triceps we turn things around entirely and start out with the biceps. So first we do the hammer grip curls as you saw, and then moving on to the regular barbell curl, and try to keep your form decent even when it's heavy. And you can see that I'm struggling, but I try and keep my form as decent as I can. And then using the same weight as the barbell curl, I go lay down on a bench and do the same weight with the French press on an incline bench. And the incline ensures a better stretch of the triceps and simply works the triceps under a different angle. Simply changing the incline on the bench from time to time can change the exercise into something new. And then lastly, as you can see, I changed my grip up. We ended off with the underhand grip French press. And this is a much heavier version of the regular French press, so I do not advise doing this super heavy. This is really the heaviest weight that I can do safely. This weight felt really challenging, especially at the end of the superset. And again, as I said before, the French press like this is pretty heavy. The incline makes it more challenging, so a spotter is important on these exercises, on these kind of exercises, especially when doing a superset, because towards the last couple of reps you're pretty much tanked. You should be at least. So now it's time to move to the underhand grip. Yes, communication sometimes is key, as you can see. Alright, time for the last ultraset. Again, starting off with the biceps, the same principle as before. We start off with a hammer grip exercise, and the rope makes you move more freely and it's easier on the tendons, and it's also a good exercise for people who lack the brachialis, aka the top side of the forearm. And then we move on to the close grip cable curl with a bar like this, kind of like an easy bar grip. And the close grip gives you a better peak contraction compared to the regular grip, which is what I'm aiming for here. Contracting the biceps as hard as I can and pumping them up, stretching the fascia around the muscle and making them grow. Then next up is the trio of tricep exercises, starting up with the rope push down. Always push all the way down so you contract the small head of the triceps effectively, pushing the wrists outwards at the bottom. And the second part of this trio is the overhead rope extension. This targets the long, also known as the inner head of the triceps more. Now you can get a really nice stretch on this one, but the big difference between the barbell or dumbbell is that you can contract the triceps really well also. Then lastly, a variation of the first two, a combination of targeting the small and the long head of the triceps to finish them off for real. So that was the workout, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. And the workouts as of now until the competition are a bit different from a usual routines. They're generally longer right now, more volume and different exercises to keep stimulating those muscles. And as soon as I start lean bulking again after the competitions, I will resume my old classic style of training. Although having a period like this and having muscle ache simply every single day is very beneficial for muscle growth, especially when you are bulking. So the video about the supplements and antioxidants that I mentioned in the video at the start is coming in the near future, but first I want to focus on the bulking and cutting videos that people have been asking for, so they will be up soon. Thanks for watching, guys. I really like the support. I really appreciate the support of the likes, the subscribers, the views, the comments, especially a lot of comments, and I try to answer as many as I can. And I can't wait to do another video for you guys, so don't forget to stay golden.